Yes, it's been a heavy day of shelling here in Donetsk. I've been in Donetsk for over 2 weeks now, and this is one of the most intense days of bombardment that we've seen in the city. The shells landing indiscriminately, often in civilian areas. A market was hit today. A school was hit late last night. Civilian buildings, residential blocks have been hit. Local authorities say at least 25 people were killed in the shelling today. 11 people were killed yesterday. One man killed today. He was standing on his balcony. The balcony took a direct hit and he was literally blown to pieces. It's been very serious and heavy fighting here in Donetsk. Now, in recent weeks, the fighting has very much focused around the city of Donetsk and also the city of Luhansk, further to the east, which is the capital of the neighboring region. But in the past few days, we've seen a new front line opening up in the southeast of Ukraine, and we've seen heavy fighting opening up in this new area. Now, Kiev says that this counteroffensive from the rebels, and it does appear that the tide is turning. The rebels do seem to be reclaiming new areas from the Ukrainian armed forces, and Kiev says that this is possible because they are receiving help from Russian soldiers, Russian military vehicles, Russian arms operating within the country.
So, Kate, providing arm and weapons to these Russian separatists from Russia is one thing. An invasion is something completely different. What are you hearing as far as Ukraine's accusations that Russia has invaded the country?
Well, yes, we're hearing very strong accusations today from Kiev. Certainly, these allegations that Russia has been assisting the rebels, we've heard many times over. Indeed, just this week, Ukraine has accused Russia of a military incursion into Ukrainian territory on 3 separate occasions. But today we're hearing the strongest wording ever from Ukraine's President Petro Poroshenko, saying Russia is sending troops into eastern Ukraine. They're calling it an invasion. It's a very serious allegation. It's an allegation that Russia has repeatedly denied, but we are seeing mounting evidence. Certainly there has been video evidence that's been presented by the Ukrainian security services that allegedly shows a Russian tank operating in southeast of Ukraine. And today NATO, the Western military alliance, released satellite images which it says proves that there are a large number of Russian soldiers with very sophisticated weaponry operating inside eastern Ukraine. And the rebel leader, the self-proclaimed Prime Minister of the Donetsk People's Republic, Alexander Zakharchenko, himself admitted that there are Russian civilians, indeed Russian soldiers operating here, fighting alongside the rebels in eastern Ukraine. He said between 3,000 and 4,000 Russian civilians, some of them former soldiers, some of them current servicemen, fighting alongside the rebels. Now, he says they're servicemen who are on holiday, who have chosen to come here and fight, but whichever way you look at it, it's very clear that there is mounting evidence that Russian troops are operating inside eastern Ukraine.
Our thanks to Kate Parkinson live in Donetsk.